Hello, everyone, and good afternoon. This is Iman Rai, the founder of Success Road Academy and the guy who's doing webinar series called Extreme Business Builders. And every week, every Wednesday at 1 p.m., I'm getting one of the most successful entrepreneurs in the world and bringing them on our coaching call and interviewing them live. And what I'm going to ask them all the time is not teach us the strategies that, like marketing and sales strategies that are out there, but instead I ask them how they built their own business. So what was their success stories? What was their failure stories? What's happening in their business? What would they do differently if they wanted to do everything from scratch? Now, these people are great business owners who have taken their business to six figures or seven figures in a very, very short time. And today, I am interviewing Colin Sprake, the man who changed my life. At one of Colin's events, called Business Mastery, The Power in You, I found my purpose in life. And the day that I found my purpose in life, I dropped a six-figure business over one night and started the business that I'm in right now. And interestingly enough, that was a huge risk for me by that time, but today I can say that that was the best thing that has happened in my life and in my business since I started 12 years ago, and I owe all that to Colin and with those exercises that he helped me to find my purpose in life. So thank you, Colin, and thanks for being today on Extreme Business Builders and sharing amazing knowledge and value with our audience.
You're very welcome, and wow, thanks for the amazing accolades as well, Iman. I mean, you're one amazing human being as well, and I thank you for being in my life and for just being who you are and doing the amazing things that you are out there doing for entrepreneurs. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for this opportunity to not only help the listeners but also to help you because of what you've achieved and what you've done. A lot of people look up to you, and thank you for the opportunity.
Thanks, man. Thanks, Colin. I really appreciate it. So, Colin, I interviewed you one more time at my Marketing Mastery Summit in 2012 on the stage, right? And by that time, I just used to think that you have built a seven-figure business in 4 or 5 years. And then I realized that no, actually, you have built a seven-figure business in only 1 year. And then you just kept it going. And the interesting thing that we found was that you did all of that with minimum investment and just with doing networking. So can we go to the first days, to early days of your business, and tell us first of all, why don't you tell us what you do and who are the people that you are working with and who are the people that you help, and then let's go back to the beginning of the business from where everything started.
With pleasure, Iman. And it's my pleasure to be here. And the big thing for me is that this business was started really to go out and help entrepreneurs. So my goal is to help entrepreneurs be massively successful. As I watch so many people really flounder, stumble, and really battle in business. So we created a program of courses and groups which complement each other to really help business owners get ahead, business owners and entrepreneurs. And what I've seen a lot of is there's a lot of education out there. People take courses, they do different things, but nothing really holds their feet to the fire to make sure they get results from what they learn. And I live by the statement knowledge, action, profit. You get all the knowledge you want in the world without taking action, you'll never profit from it. So what's been very important to me as I built this business is really looking at the things that I wanted the most when I went to seminars many, many years ago. I still go to them still to this day, but the seminars that I attend now, which really help me grow, and the ones that I look at for myself are the ones that are in line with who I am. Our tagline for our company, Make Your Mark Training, is business with soul. And really, that's what I look for. I look for people that really want to make a difference in the world and really help people get ahead. So everything I wanted in seminars that weren't there when I took seminars, I've actually added to our company to help people be very, very successful through our accountability groups and through the seminars. And Yeah, when I first started this out, of course, you asked me how did it start out. It started out with the networking, and I'm a big fan. Of course, you have online networking now with social media, what have you, but also the offline networking is where I started. I went out to 16 networking events a week to get this business going, and of course, I can be really honest with your listeners. I was not great at networking. In fact, I didn't even want to network. I like meeting people, but that's around a glass of wine or having a little bit of fun, but not really meeting people and going out and growing a business. And really what it came down to was going out and creating a process, creating a system around having fun. I love having fun in business, and I learned how to network effectively, and that's how I grew this business from the ground up, was getting results through going to networking groups and growing my business. Sadly enough, I've watched many business owners go networking and just not get ahead, and years later they're still networking and not getting ahead.
Mhm. So, Colin, you were doing 16 networking events. So, if networking, if networking at the beginning didn't work for you, what did you stop doing, or what did you start doing that made networking work for you?
Number one, I stopped going out saying the same thing week in, week out at the same meetings. You know, there's a number of things. Number one, my message, I had to be very clear in what my message was. Number two is, going consistently to the meetings. I just watch people jump around from group to group. I used to do it myself in the early days, and now I know what it takes. You've got to be consistent. People trust, people buy from people they trust. So I realized that going out consistently every single week was very important. At the same time, going out with a different message every week. I mean, my goal was to really connect with people as I learned this process, and really now teach people how to connect and be effective at networking, because networking is definitely a huge income generator and can make you very successful. But you've got to have a very succinct message, and I learned very quickly saying the same thing week in, week out, the same elevator pitch does not get you ahead in networking.
Okay. Okay. So you suggest if you are going out every week, we go out with a new message, and how do you suggest we change that message every week?
Well, I
Like
look at the
how
way
far,
people
how?
do things. Absolutely. So I look at the way people do things, Iman, and the way you create a message, the message needs to be really targeting the pain of the audience and you, the solution that you can provide. So it targets a pain of someone sitting in the seats around the table at the networking event that you go to, and your message needs to be, I have the solution, but it needs to be intriguing enough that you don't give away the solution and you get people coming and talking to you. That was one of my biggest epiphanies. And the other one was, I learned very quickly never to tell people what you do. And that sounds really contrary to where all of networking. But when you get up in a networking event, you start talking about what you do. If you say I'm a mortgage broker, a realtor, a financial planner, what have you, people have a certain preconceived idea about those careers. Like, I don't need one. I'm not selling my house right now. What have you? You got to really talk to the pain points of what do you do as a realtor that can help people? What do you do as a mortgage broker? What do you do as a financial planner without giving away what you do, and have them come up and speak to you, and then you can tell them what you do once you get to the networking part of the event. But really, you got to create a message that gets people thinking, I need to speak to that person. And if you don't create a thought in their mind or a want for your product in their mind, they'll never want your product or your service.
Okay. Okay. So if we say that find the biggest challenge, fear, or frustration of the people that you talk to and create a message around the biggest challenge, fear, frustration that people have and and have a solution that helps them with their lives, businesses, or environment, then that's a message that can help them to like that can be a good message then.
Very much so, exactly. I mean, I can give you an example. It's like a financial planner. Instead of a financial planner getting up at a networking event and going, hi, my name is Bill. I'm a financial planner with XYZ Financial Services, and this is what I do. I do financial planning, RSPs, RESPs, blah, 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 blah. My name's Bob from the financial planning industry. That's really not going to help people. If Bob got up and said, hi, my name's Bob, it fascinates me how many people are really financially challenged right now in their lives. In fact, 59% of Canadians live paycheck to paycheck. If you are in that on that treadmill in any way or form, you need to come speak to me because I have a solution for you, a step-by-step process that I'd love to share with you. My name is Bob, and you sit down. Anyone who's financially challenged might think, hey, I need to go speak to that person. But the minute you say you're a financial planner, they go, I don't need one of those.
Mm, okay. 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 So talk to talk to people, challenge fear and frustration, and then say that you have a solution for them, and then chat with people, and then later on tell them that okay, this is your financial planner, but here is your plan for them. Here is what you can do for them.
Exactly. You've got to hit their pain point. And if they're living in financial strain and not getting ahead, they might think they don't need a financial planner. But when you hit their pain points of maybe living paycheck to paycheck or maybe really challenged financially, that's what they really have to start to think about and really get them, get that old person jumping out of their chair to come and, come and speak to you. But you've got to create intrigue. If you don't create intrigue, you'll lose them completely.
Okay. Okay, 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 perfect. Now, before we continue our conversation today, I just tell our audience that if you have any questions, actually a big part of Extreme Business Builder webinar series is questions that the audience ask from our guests. Usually you cannot find Colin that easy, and then go and ask him questions. So you can use this opportunity here to ask any questions that you have about himself, about his business, about anything that you want, or about even your business. So if you want to ask your questions, at the bottom of the page, you can see there is a box that you can type in, and then you can hit send, and then we can see your message down there. And uh, based on the time that we have till 2 p.m. today, we're going to answer those questions as well, between the questions that I have and the questions that I'm asking. Now, Colin, by the way, I forgot to say this. For every person who is today on this call, at the end of this call, Colin is going to give a free ticket to his event called Business Mastery, The Power in You. And that's the event that is said at the beginning of this call that changed my life. Many people come to my Marketing Mastery Summit event, and they say that Marketing Mastery Summit has changed their lives. And I say that Colin's Business Mastery, The Power in You, was the event that changed my life. And at the end of this call, Colin is going to give every single person who is on this call a free ticket to attend that event. That's a $1,500 value, and so that's a gift from Colin to everyone on this call. So, Colin, one of the questions that Michelle is asking here, and also I want to know the answer to that as well, is what was your why? What was your why, Colin? Why did you start Make Your Mark Success? How come you called it Make Your Mark Success?
That's a great question. I think one of the key things you have to realize is I started this business, and I called it Make Your Mark because I believe everybody should make their mark on the planet in one way or form. And you know what? When I first started out, I wasn't really making my mark in the world as a youngster. I was really challenged. I unfortunately was bullied in school by some really ugly people, and really wasn't making my mark on the planet. In fact, people were owning my mark and owning who I was, and really making my life very tragic. And I really went through a real tough time in my teenage years, and really got concerned um, about myself. In fact, at one stage I was suicidal, and nearly decided to take myself off this planet. And that bullying really impacted me. And I know when I started this business around 6 years ago that it was my goal to really go out there and get people to make their mark on this planet, because we don't have to be bullied, whether it's in business, in the school playing fields, what have you. There's bullies all over the place. My goal was to really help people just get ahead, be successful, and really grow themselves to the next level and make their mark on this planet. And it's a big part of my story. My story is really about supporting people, supporting the underdogs. Many people are really battling out there financially, not knowing where they're going in their businesses. And you know what? My goal is just to really support them, hold them up, and have belief in them. And I think that really comes from my early teenage years and as a child, going through some really challenging times and not realizing my full potential. I want everyone to reach their full potential in their businesses and not have to go through real challenging and hard, challenging times and hardships. And that's really why I do what I do.
Okay, okay. That's amazing, and thanks for sharing, Colin, uh, your your why with us. So, um, Colin, I always ask people, not ask people, I always talk a lot about systems and the importance of systems in building a business. Now, one thing that I always talk about the bamboo trees. Everybody looks at your bamboo trees or your business, and they say, "Wow, this person has a great business," or "This person has a great bamboo farm," and all they see are the are the trees, but not the root of those trees. They don't see how long it took for you to build that business and the system. And whenever we sit together, you and me, or I sit with any successful business owner, what we talk about is mainly the system behind the business, not the actual thing that people see. We always look at the root of the business and what were the things that we needed to do to make it work, right? Now, I know that um, the systems are a huge part of your business, and the fact that networking and everything else worked in your business is are the systems. Now, can you a little bit talk about the systems and tell us how having a sales funnel, having a sales system, having a marketing plan or business plan can really affect the business. And tell us some of the stories of people who were around you and with using those tools, they made a difference in their business.
Absolutely. I think the key thing is, most of the time when people think that you start out with a plan. I think a lot of people are accidental entrepreneurs because they end up being in business and having no plan and then hoping that things are going to work out. And, sometimes they get laid off from a job or what have you. It didn't happen in my case. I'm very fortunate. I'm very blessed. I'm very, very planned. I like to plan everything to make sure that we do things in the right way and go in the right direction. But you know what? In some places, I haven't been that planned. I haven't been that organized or that structured. And it started in the early days. So what I've done now is gone out and really restructured our business over the years to be really well planned. We have everything systematized, put in place that it can be planned. And, everything starts with our business plan. We have a plan that we put together every December for the next 12 months in the business. We'll be going through it again this December in 2013 and really getting our plan ready for 2014 and putting crossing all the T's, dotting all the I's. And then part of that plan is breaking it down into each section. So we break it down into an operations plan, what systems we need operationally for the business in terms of shipping, receiving, accounting, client management, customer service. And then we have our next part of the plan, which is marketing plan. What we're doing marketing wise to go out and really get the business to the next level. As we go, of course, we've just expanded into Calgary. And what is our plan around Calgary and how that's going to work for 2014 as well as locally. So I've always taken everything to be very, very systematized. And then the other parts of my plan are the sales plan and then the profit plan, which is the most important. Most people don't even look at their profit in their business. They don't really, they have marketing plans and business plans and what have you. But what's your profit plan? And your profit plan should be a huge part of your business plan. But unfortunately, for most people, they don't look at profit. They really look at all the other things they do. And sometimes they sit back and they don't really charge enough for what they do. They know they're worth a lot more. So over the time, I started off on a really low, if you want to call it a low value, sometimes for myself. And over the years, that's grown, and it's grown really because of a very structured plan. We would not be where we are today without our client relationship management system, our CRM system, that is an event planning system. And for a company like ours that does 80 events a year, if we're not highly planned, in fact, in 2010 is when we only added our system for the event management. And we were doing everything via spreadsheet before that, graduating our students, moving them from event to event, all via spreadsheet. I look back now, even a week after we installed it, everyone said, how do we operate without this system? So, systems to me are great, and I'll be very upfront about it. Systems are, especially computer systems, they're already the heart of your business. They don't they show up for work every day, 24 hours a day, and they do what needs to be done, which is really great. So surrounding yourself with a great team of people, the most important thing, and then making sure you add the right systems around that everyone can manage and work within, so that those systems work for you and keep working for you 24 hours a day.
hmm hmm Well, that's fantastic. Now, one of the questions that I always ask successful entrepreneurs is, Colin, if you want to say, what were the top three things that you can say that they were the main reasons for your success. The top three things that you stopped doing, or the top three things that you did to make a difference. Uh, what are those top three things for you? Like, what was the day that you said, "Oh, I should do this in my business, so I can make a difference."
The top three things. Wow. In terms of I mean, if I look back at where I've been and what I've been doing in the last while, the top three things, the number one word that comes to me in terms of what I've done is the number one word is leverage. So what can I do to leverage myself to the nth degree? And when I say leverage, let me give the listeners an example of leverage. Leverage in terms of what are you doing to go out and meet one-on-many people rather than one-on-one people to bring them into your event. So networking is a form of leverage. So that was one of the key things for me in really getting the success I have, is really bringing leverage into the business, as well as bringing in, well, I'll keep it on that just as leverage. The second thing for me that's really got us to where we are today and understanding who we are is really going out and starting to use technology. There's so much technology out there that's really driven us for success and really got us to that next level. Our learning experiences in the early days, we didn't adopt a lot of technology, and now we are technology driven. We use technology all the time, different computer software, different programs to really drive us to the next level. And the third thing that's really got us to the level of success we have is just really authentic relationships with people in the industry, and really having those people help us and get our name out into the marketplace. And I'd say part of that is delivering amazing events that people like to go out and promote and actually like to um, refer. And that's, of course, leverage to me in terms of relationships, and referrals is just vital for your business, and asking for referrals. Most people don't ask for referrals. You've got to ask for referrals so you can drive your business forward. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, that makes absolute sense. So now you said asking people about referrals. Now that's one of the big things uh, that we talk about all the time. Hey, how to create a referral system so people can refer clients to us on a regular basis. Now, can you a little bit expand on that about the referral system? How can we create a referral system that people refer clients to us on a regular basis?
Very much so. I mean, I'm a big fan of creating a referral system that is money producing for clients. So when your clients refer you, that they can actually make money off referring you. And I think that's the most important thing, Iman. And not dollars that you give them towards coming and taking your programs, or uh, vouchers towards what you do. Because I think that's very self-serving. I think it's a big thing to pay out dollars to people in terms of a referral program. And those referral programs are super powerful. Every company should have one, in terms of what do you pay out. I keep them very simple. Don't make your referral programs complicated and multi-tiered and whole different variety of referral programs. Just create one referral program that works for your entire business, and make sure those referral programs are powerful and strong, so that you can really get your clientele going out and referring you, and that they'll refer you. Make sure they lucrative enough. Don't tell people they get $2 for referring someone to your event where you make hundreds of dollars. Make it really worthwhile, that people can get paid a healthy amount to refer your business. Really, really important.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, well, that's one of the important thing. Now, Colin, the follow-up of what you said, one of the things that I've seen a lot with entrepreneurs, is that many entrepreneurs create a system or put a program together, or for example, put the referral program together, and then they create another referral program and another referral program. Instead of putting their entire focus on getting people to refer to them, they put their entire focus on creating another referral program. So then they have three referral programs with two people referring to them instead of having one referral program with having hundreds of people referring clients to them. So Colin, can you tell us how can we have one referral program and focus on getting hundreds of people referring clients to us? First of all, let me ask you this question: how many people do refer clients to you to make your mark?
We have around 280 people that actively refer us clients. So, and of course we have around 20 of those, 20 or 30 of those 280 that continually send us 10 or 15 people regularly. So there's a lot of people that come in. We get thousands of people a year referred to us by our students. So it is. I mean, multi-tiered programs or too many programs or too complicated. You've got to have it simple so people can easily follow it and easily refer you and make sure the number one thing, make sure you pay out regularly on referral programs. Don't pay out once a year or once a quarter or once every twice a year or whatever. Pay out every single month if you can, because that gets people, keeps in people's mind, keeps money in their pocket, and keeps them referring you.
Okay. Okay, okay. So you have 280 people referring clients to you and 20 people refer clients to make your mark on a regular basis, 10 to 15 people per month. So, that's the power. That's the power. If you want to build your business on your own, you won't be able to do it. If you want to build a successful business, you need to leverage your relationships. And that's if you've been with me for the past few months, where I'm interviewing successful people, every single one of them are focusing on leverage. So if you want to build a successful business, make sure that you're building a business that you can leverage. You can leverage later on. So Colin, one of the questions that people are asking is about their message. I'm sure that you can read those messages as well down there from Troy Foster and Abdul. Troy is asking, could you give some more ideas about changing your message every week? Any idea for a bookkeeping? Continue when you keep the connection alive. Yeah, Colin, you can move. Okay. Yeah, yeah, sure, you can move ahead. Okay, so while Colin needs to move, this is the interesting thing. One of the things that we have always in the live events and live stuff is that so many things can go wrong. Actually, um, last weekend I had an event in front of 70, 80 people. And then in that event, I said I used to do webinars as recorded webinars. So we used to prepare the webinars and then post the videos online. And then later on, we decided to make a change. So we made a change, and in that change we are now doing all the events live. And now that we are doing all the events live, there can be stuff going wrong. Like for example, right now in Colin's situation, Colin needs to run. So that's awesome, hey, that all of these changes and live events in live events can happen. So for our audience, I just want to tell you, you know what? It's if don't stop doing the business because things are not 100% perfect. There are so many times that there are many things can go wrong, but then what's the point? If things are going wrong, then let them go wrong. Just um, find a new system to uh, just find a new system to just get it going, right? And this is exactly one of the things. And the other thing about Colin, that if you don't know, Colin was in a live training, and I took him out of live training, and he is just he's just super awesome doing this with us today. Colin, we have you back. That's awesome, man, to have you back again. Okay. We can hear you again. We can hear
Well,
your
thank you for that.
breathing as well.
Thank you for that. Sorry about the interruption, everybody.
So,
I had to
so
jog up the
probably what was
stairs.
happening was, yeah, we were seeing you that you are running, so I thought, okay, I'm gonna turn off your webcam before seeing anything goes wrong more in there. Okay, so
Thank you so
Colin,
much. Sorry for the interruption, everybody.
that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Everything is great. So let's go back to Troy Foster's question. So Troy was asking, could you give some more ideas about changing your message every week? Any idea for bookkeeping or tax services?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, of course, when you get up at a networking event and you talk about, well, I'm an accountant or I'm a bookkeeper, people just don't think that there's value in that or what have you. So when you stand up at a networking event as a bookkeeper or an accountant, like I say, don't tell people what you do. So as you get up, you can get up and say things like, good morning, my name is Colin. And, really interests me is how many people have money in their business that is waiting for them that they haven't accessed yet. There's money that they can be putting in their jeans. They don't even know they could be putting in their jeans. There could be hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, or possibly tens of thousands of dollars. If you are interested in figuring out how to access that money, maybe potentially in your business, then come speak to me. My name is Colin. I have a very specific process to determine if there's money sitting in your business that you need, or the money that's sitting in your business that you could be using, but you don't even know it's there. I'd love to talk to you about it. My name is Colin, and you sit down. For people, that will create immense intrigue for them, Iman, and they'll really start thinking, wow, that I can actually take extra money out of my business. And yes, when they come and speak to you, still talk to them and tell them what you do, but that gets them really engaged and intrigued into what you're doing and who you are. Don't you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm a big fan of going, what I always tell, in my trainings, what I teach, what I tell people is that if you are, when you are selling something, know what you sell, know exactly what you're selling to people, and then if you know what you're selling to people and what people are buying from you, then your sales process becomes much easier. The way you speak with people becomes much easier, and and everything just starts changing in your business. The sales process, the length of the sales process becomes much shorter, which is something that we want. And you know exactly what you are saying right now in your message is that tell people exactly what you do for them instead of saying what your job is, what the title of your job is. So that's amazing. That's awesome. Now, the other question that Lori asked was what CRM would you recommend for solopreneur to build a small team in their business? And probably you need to ask some questions to be able to answer this question as well. So, do you want to answer that question? What CRM do you recommend?
That's a that's a great question. And yes, what CRM? I mean, there are so many client relationship management systems out there. Here's my thing. One of the things, and this was for Laurie, is Laurie, start to think about what do you want to do in the long term. And I think that's where most on solo entrepreneurs go wrong. You might be a solo entrepreneur today, but where will you be in 5 years? If you expect to still be solo, that's okay. But if you're not a solo entrepreneur in 5 years' time, then don't use a system that is designed around being a solo entrepreneur. So that CRM system you should look at needs to be for the long term. So please don't go out and go cheap on your CRM system now, and then down the line have to change CRM systems because the system you have cannot be scaled to where you want to be in the future. So that's number one, is look at where you want to be in the future and pay for a system now. You don't have to pay for an expensive system, but just pay for a system that can be upgraded over time, that you can scale, that is scalable for you for the future of your business. I mean, there's a couple of systems that I love that are out there. I don't use either one of them, and here's the reason why. My CRM system that I have is purely tailored for my company. It is one that's been built for us. It's purely designed around the event industry. So the ones I recommend are Prophet.com, Prophet.com, and then Salesforce.com. Really, but the bottom line is you need to figure out what industry are you in, what's the right thing for you in terms of your industry, and what do you want to do with the software. Because you don't want to have you don't have overkill either. You don't want to go and swat a mosquito with a cannonball. You need to get the right size CRM for your business, but then allow yourself to grow with it as well. So big thing for me around CRMs, really understand that the CRMs that are out there, there's lots of them, but you get what you pay for. So make sure that you're getting a system that is scalable. I cannot stress that enough, and something that's pertinent to your industry, and also that links into possibly other software like your accounting system, your production software, your ERP software, what have you. Be very careful just to get one system now, and then grow and have that system go, not scalable for you. Because here's a challenge: if you put people in your database and you use your CRM for mailing and emailing people, and now you have to change systems, they have to re-opt in. And if they have to re-opt in, you can lose half your list. And remember, your list is your business. And your list, the only thing that makes a business saleable is the list you have and the systems that you have. So be very careful just going ahead and getting any old CRM system and having to then have people re-opt in, because you'll lose a ton of your database.
Absolutely. Actually, just following up on what you said, Colin, one of the things that most people don't think about is their list. They don't realize that how important their list is in their business. And it's, I, as Colin said, and as I always say this, your list is your business. The power of your list, like your entire business is worth the amount of your list is. And then what Colin said about just changing the CRM software, you will lose a lot. That has happened to many of people around me. And sometimes they lose to 80% or 85% of their list. So their list gets smaller to go only 15% of what they had, which means that their business got 55% smaller than what it previously was. So Colin, Abdul asked the question here and says, talking about message, what kind of message do you think I should project in order for me to make a mark as franchise consultant? What should be my strategy to be different from others as a franchise consultant?
That's an interesting question, and I'm not sure what in terms of you might be franchising across the board in terms of as being a consultant. But when you go out as a franchise consultant, there's lots of businesses out there that aren't really that successful in terms of ones that have gone out and franchise and gone that whole structure. So as a franchise consultant for Abdul, if I was Abdul, I'd get up to a networking event, instead of saying, "Hi, my name's Abdul. I'm a franchise consultant. I can help you maximize the efficiency of your franchise and really get you to where you need to be." I'd have to know a little bit more about Abdul, but that's what a typical networking event meeting he would say. But Abdul, this is what I'd recommend you say. You can say, "Hi, my name's Abdul. There's many businesses out there that are duplicatable. There's businesses that could be growing in leaps and bounds through duplicating the systems and processes they have. Most people don't even know they have a duplicatable system within their business, and it can make you extremely, extremely wealthy. If you're interested in learning how to duplicate the systems you have to make you more income than you've ever dreamed of having, then come speak to me. My name's Abdul. I have a very set process around duplication in your business in terms of what you're doing. I look forward to speaking with you." And he sits down. That's what I would say if I was Abdul. I'm not sure if he's helping specifically franchises be more successful as franchises, or if he's helping companies franchise themselves. Either way around, he could create a message around either one of those to really, really help him get ahead.
Mhm. Now, one other thing that I want to read between the lines here, what Colin said. Um, if you notice, Colin is very focusing on process and system. It's because in a sales process, what people want to buy mainly is a process, is a system. So um, if you say that, for example, I have taught 3 people how to have a successful business, what people think is what people think is that, well, yes, it worked for them, but it doesn't work for me. But if you say that I have a system that you can connect your system, you can connect any business to that, and then we can duplicate that business, then people are like, oh, okay, so it's a system, so it doesn't matter who I am or what company I have, I can connect my business to that system and that system will work. So the word process or the word system in what Colin said is a very, very important word. And then no matter what business you have, try to include selling systems or selling processes in your business instead of just offering stuff. Another question that Lori asked here was, in terms of positioning yourself as an expert, do you think writing a book about your expertise helped a lot with your business, Colin?
I'm not sure which way to look at the book because to me, a book is just a glorified brochure. But the key thing for me, Laurie, is has the book helped me? Absolutely. It's endorsed who I am. I probably did this entire business completely backwards compared to what most industry experts would tell you. Most people say go write a book and then launch a seminar business afterwards. So then your book can give you, create that authority and that expert in the industry. My philosophy, Laurie, and it's very simple. If you believe enough in what you do and you're passionate about what you do, yes, a book will help only endorse who you are. But really, I built our entire seminar business for 4.5 years before I even launched a book. And you know what? The book added some value to who we are. It added some credibility with me in the media, for sure. But really, did it add a lot of value with our students? I'd say so, but definitely wasn't. It wouldn't make or break me. I think you make or break your business. It doesn't matter if you have a book or not. You need to be the one that's confident going out and selling what you do. I love having the book. It's the first book in a series of probably 10 or 12 books that I'm going to be writing. And the most important thing for me is the book's a brochure that adds value to my business. I didn't write the book to have it be a financially beneficial tool. My book helps me grow the business and grow our awareness out there and really bring clients in. My book really is, I can't say this enough, is a glorified brochure with great links to downloads, great documents, and it really does have links within the book to drive people to landing pages so they can opt in and I can build my database. So that's where the book has been very helpful. But is it an essential tool? I wouldn't say absolutely essential. You the most essential tool in your business, Laurie, as you are the best sales and marketing asset to your business. Nothing beats you in terms of any kind of product or service you can add. You are the best product or service in your business.
Okay, that's awesome. Colin, do you want to talk about your system in Calgary as well?
Yes, I'd love to talk about the system because I'd like to share maybe some great information with the listeners today because, when I launched Make Your Mark here in Vancouver, we had small events, very small events. Sometimes we had four events, sorry, 4 people, 8 people, 10, 12 people in the event. And when we launched our first business mastery in Vancouver, we were still growing and getting people in and gaining trust in the marketplace and what have you, and actually learning our systems and our processes and putting the systems in place to get us to where we are today. We're launching our first 120 people business mastery in Vancouver in January, which is great. We've gone from 50 people to 120. That event is completely full in January. Here's the beautiful part. We took the systems we created in Vancouver and what we learned and all the learning experiences and all the processes, and we duplicated that in Calgary. We now have an event in Calgary that's going to pretty much be completely full by the end of February next year, which is only 3 months away. And when that event is full, we would have done what we did in Vancouver in 4 years in 4 months in Calgary. So that's the power of systems and documenting your systems with the intention of duplication in mind.
Yeah, and that's very, very important, people. So you just need to know, as Colin said, and um, if you want to build a business that instead of taking 5 years takes only 4 months, find a system that works and create a system for your business. Okay? So, Colin, it's quarter to two. So, I want to ask you two questions. One is um, about your Business Master, the Power in You event. I want you to tell our audience what the Business Master, the Power in You is, and let people to give them the gift now. And then after that, I'm going to ask you another very important question.
With pleasure, Iman. Thank you very much. And you know, the business mastery power in you came from really understanding that, you know, I can teach sales and marketing to people. I can teach business strategy, but the biggest challenge I find with most business owners is themselves. The business owner, the way they think, the way they do things, they most business owners get in their own way, and I often say business is very simple until you add human beings. We make things extremely complicated, and you know, the same thing happens, you know, within looking at businesses, and as people grow, is that people are in their own way. So we created Business Mastery Power in You to really help people find who they are and come out and learn about the key words that are really impacting their lives, impacting, you know, the way they're thinking, and really challenging their results in their lives. And when people come out to Business Mastery, we help them understand the words that successful people use, the words that and statements that people use that are building very successful businesses, and the strategies that they're using in order to get themselves ahead. And the big part of it is we also help people understand their why. Why do they do what they do? Why are they in the business they're in, and why do they want to help so many people? Lots of people say, I want to help people, and that's my why. That's everybody's why, pretty much. We help you really understand why you do what you do, what your purpose is, just like you mentioned at the beginning of the call, Iman. You know, it helped you find your purpose, and that's my goal, is to help everyone find their purpose at Business Mastery Power in You, and really get you thinking in a different line, putting your mind in the right place, accelerating the results both in your life and your business. I can tell you it impacts people both personally and professionally and gets them ahead. It's a 3-day event that typically runs on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and it runs from 9 a.m. to 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And it's just life changing. It's changed tens of thousands of people's lives as they've gone through the training with us, and of course, most importantly, changed their business.
Okay, and how can our audience get their hands on their ticket to Business Master the Power in You, and when is the next or what are the dates of Business Master the Power in You that our audience can sign up?
Very much so. I can actually share that with you. Is that we've got events coming up. In order to get your tickets, please can you write down the following number, and I'll put it the into the ticker at the bottom as well. It is 778-565-4090. And when you call the office, just tell them, give them the following code, success 101. And when you phone the office, you can actually, that's my main office line. When you phone that, you can actually get 2 tickets. I'd highly recommend you come with yourself and your partner, your spouse, or someone that's special to you in your business, because I can tell you it changes your business completely. So you need to phone that number, say Success 101, to our team at the office, and they will happily get you signed up. We do have an event in, like I say, January. January is pretty much sold out. There is a wait list available for January. Um,
Hmm.
the event in January, if I remember correctly, is the 16th, 17th, 18th of January. There's another event in February, which is the 5th, 6th, and 7th. It's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday in February. And then, should you be in Calgary, you're more than welcome to come out to Calgary on the 28th, 29th of February and the 1st of March. Our next event after February in Vancouver is in April. So there's another event in April. So we have events all the time, but the best thing you can do is phone that number on the screen now, 778-565-4090. Quote the code Success 101 and speak with our team there, and they will get you signed up and give you what dates suit you to help you make sure you get ahead. But most of all, get signed up as soon as you can. It will help you immensely. Don't wait. If you're challenged right now in your business and not getting where you want to be, the sooner you sign up, the sooner you'll get ahead. I really mean that.
Yeah, I believe there is another event in Burnaby in February 13th, 14th, and 15th. Am I right? 13, 14, and 15 of February in
You are
Burnaby.
very right. Thank you very much for mentioning that.
Okay. Okay.
Absolutely,
So,
you're
so there is
100%
another
right,
one.
Iman. It's they're in Burnaby, so
Okay. So yeah. So there is another one. The name of the event that you are signing up is Business Mastery: The Powering You. I just wrote that down. and uh, and then that's a phone number that you can call and reserve your seat today. And actually, many of our friends are going to the Burnaby event on February 13th, 14th, and 15th, or they're going to the February one in Surrey in the week earlier, 6th, 7th, and 8th of February. So that would be great to have you there. There is a high chance that I go to the Burnaby one. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that I'm gonna try my best to be in the Burnaby event as well. So, Colin, if you want to say one last thing, what's the one thing that I forgot to ask, or what's the one thing that you wanted to share, and you wished I was asking for it, but I didn't today?
You know what, Iman? I think we've got to know each other very well over the years, and I love who you are as a human being and what you stand for. And I think the number one thing for me, for all the people listening, is the business world is changing. The business world is becoming very much heart driven in terms of people coming from who they are as individuals, from their heart instead of from this hard world of business that everyone thinks it has to be. And for me, those people that are listening to this. Event, for me, put heart into your business. Love what you do every single day. Go out and do it with amazing energy and give so much to people, and you'll always receive. The challenging part is so many people only want to get and take from people. Go out and give out with amazing heart, do as much as you can, come from heart, share your story with people, and you watch your business will change. Because remember, people buy people, they don't buy products and services. And that's one thing I really want to get to people. The world is changing. You can either embrace putting love and heart into business, or you can keep on doing it the same way. But unfortunately, I think you'll be left behind, and that's completely my own opinion. And that's one thing I really want people to get as the world changes. Embrace who you are, because when you embrace who you are, others embrace you for who you are as well.
Okay, that's an amazing message. That's an amazing message, Colin. I really, really appreciate it. So, yeah, as if so, I'm just going back to our audience and ask them about if they have any question. We have another 5 minutes with Colin, and in the next 5 minutes, we can answer another one or two questions that you have. Uh, so, Colin, I just want to ask you another question, and that question is about human resources. Can you tell us about the team? How did you build your team? And what does your team mean to
You
you?
know what? That's a great question. I'm glad you asked it, because my team is everything to me. Number one, I don't look at my team as employees. I look at them as a team. They're really great human beings, and I respect them for who they are. And when they join me, some people don't know this. You might not even know this about me. My goal is to build the WestJet of the training industry. So when you find great people around you, you need to look after them. And if you don't look after them by maybe giving them equity in your company and building a very powerful share ownership kind of philosophy, I think you'll only keep people for 3 to 5 years and then they'll move on. That's number one. And number two, when I do go out and hire people, I use professionals. Which, here's the thing, most business owners, entrepreneurs are not very good at hiring people. We typically hire fast and we fire slow, when we should be really hiring slow and firing fast. And that's one piece of advice I could leave everyone with today is find professionals that can help you hire. Hiring is a very important part of business. It costs you a lot of money. On average, I say once a person gets through their probationary period, if they're a $50,000 person, and then suddenly they leave after 4 or 5 months, it actually costs you 100 grand because you have to retrain somebody new and all that kind of stuff that goes with it. So hire slow, fire fast, really important in business. And when you do get great people on board, embrace them for who they are and look at a way to keep them by sharing some of the success you have financially with them, because that's how you really build an amazing team of beautiful people.
Okay, perfect. And and I really want to thank you, Colin, for everything that you've done today and for everything that you have done for me and in my life. And I want to thank you big time for everything that you do and for taking the time today to uh, get you out of your live event and have you here live sharing your message and your valuable information with our audience. Thank you everyone for joining us today. It's amazing to have all of you on the calls with the successful entrepreneurs in the world. Colin, is there any last thing that you want to say?
I just want to say thank you very much for the opportunity, Iman, and apologies to everyone for the runaround or halfway through the call. And for me, to you, Iman, and to all the listeners on the air, it might sound unusual, but big hugs to you all, because you know what? Thanks for being part of my life as well, especially yourself, Iman. You've been a huge part of my life and in the last few years, and it's great to have you in my life.
Thanks, man. Thanks. I really appreciate it, Colin. I really appreciate all the efforts and everybody. Thank you very much. And try to get yourself to one of the February events, either February 6th, 7th, and 8th in Surrey or February 13th, 14th, and 15th in Burnaby. I'm sure that Colin's number is right now like really ringing so fast. Thanks very much, and I will send you the recording of this video probably tomorrow morning. Thanks everyone. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna leave this room open so you can continue chatting with each other and asking questions for the next half an hour. Um, this is an interesting thing, Colin, actually, that happens with our audience. Many times when we stop talking, then they start talking with each other and chat with each other for around half an hour. So that's always I allow them to keep to keep chatting with each other. Awesome, and have a good rest of the evening and rest of what I'm saying. Have a good afternoon, everyone, and thanks, Colin, one more time for doing this.
You're very welcome.
Thanks. All right.